Welcome to Book Bites with Rebecca and Rebecca.
Whetting your appetite for your next read. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this edition of Book Bites. And we are pleased and proud to welcome once again an author we have spoken to before, the lovely and talented Toni Shiloh. Hi, Toni.
Hello, thanks so much for having me.
Well, welcome back. And unless I'm remiss, let me say hello to my partner in books. Hey, Rebecca, how are you?
I am perfectly fine. How are you doing?
See, I get so excited and I want to talk straight to the authors, and I didn't mean to ignore you.
It's okay. Everybody knows who I am by now, anyways. And
Yeah,
if they
yeah, we're
don't, they
we're
will
good.
soon. So it's okay.
We're good. So anyway, we are here to talk with Toni about her newest release, which is a contemporary romance called Book Hearts on the Fly.
It
Yeah,
came out already, so you don't have to wait. You're going to be so intrigued by this book, I'm sure, that you're going to want to run out and grab it right away. We're so excited, but I wanted to ask you, Toni, like, how did you come up with this idea? Because it's really intriguing. I read the back cover copy before we got going, and I was like, "Ooh!" So,
yeah. So it's funny because my agent actually messaged me and she's like, "What do you think about sports?" And I was like, "I love sports. What are we talking? Football, hockey?" And she's like, "Definitely want a hockey." And I was like, "I'm so feeling the hockey." And it's just one of those things like I sat down. I was like talking to God, like, what do I do with hockey? And I thought of my grandfather who has macular degeneration. And if you've read the back cover, then you'll understand the link. And so, yeah, I just kind of dove right in of building this character who suffers this eye disease. And he's a hockey player.
which will definitely impact him a lot because you can't really play hockey without being able to see very well. So that's intriguing. So are you a a writer who, like you come up with the premise of the book first, or does the setting, or is it the characters? How does your story come apart, or is it different with every story?
I would say it's probably different with every story, but mostly it's usually the characters that I figure out first. Who are they? What's their issue? And then, then I start asking the usual questions. Where do you live? Where did you grow up? Uh, where are you in your face stance? Like I just kind of interrogate them, honestly.
Well, after all that interrogation, as you were writing, did you have a character go off the rails, especially in this book, or do something that you didn't expect?
That's a great question. So I'm a pantser, which means I fly by the seat of my pants and I don't plot. Actually really hate the idea of plotting because I don't want to know what happens. I feel like it's more fun and it feels more organic if they surprise me, which it happens all the times. And there were times in this book when either the main characters or the secondary characters said something or did something, and I was like, "Oh, that makes sense." Like, where are we going with this? Like, I'll follow the rabbit trail and see what happens. So definitely, I get surprised a lot.
Oh, that's fun. Um, You know, it's always interesting, I think, when you the difference between a plotter and a pantser because we've interviewed both, and some people are, like they know the entire story before they start, but it's still we still hear that, characters did something they didn't expect and, they have to decide then are you going to go with that or are you going to stick with what you plotted or, how does that interact? So it's fun with yours because you don't know to begin with, so you're free to kind of just explore those kind of things. And I think that's really fun. What kind of a reader would you recommend this book for?
Great question. I would recommend it for readers who love hockey, readers who love faith aspect. Jabari, my hero, definitely goes on his faith journey. So even if you aren't a huge sports fan, there's definitely witty banter, there's humor, how does God figure out in all this when we're coming up with obstacles? So I feel like it has something for everyone.
Did you have a favorite scene in this book?
Yes, I do, but I don't want to give it, it's a huge spoiler if I
Okay.
tell. Yeah,
All right. Well,
definitely
we'll
a
have
spoiler if
to,
I tell.
everybody will have to read it and figure out which one it is then, right?
Yes. Yeah, I will say is Etch a Sketch. That's
Okay.
your one clue. So if you are reading it or you've read it and you'll know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I guess we're going to have to pick this up because Hearts on the Fly is out right now.
Mhm.
Everyone can go get it. We got there it
Oh,
is.
she's got one. There it
You
is.
can hold that up longer, really. Actually, we'll
Oh,
show it
yeah.
to you.
Oh,
I love that. Actually, I like the cover.
I do
That's good because
too.
even the words look like they're in motion.
Right? Yeah, I love
Yeah,
everything about this cover.
and stuff. That's awesome. Toni, why don't you give us your website if you have a newsletter so people can keep up with you and as well find out all the places where they can purchase Hearts on the Fly.
Sure. You can find me at tonishiloh.com. My newsletter subscribe link is on that website as well as all of my social media links. And of course, if you go to tonishiloh.com, hearts dash on dash the fly, dashes between all the words, you'll have all the links for Amazon, Barnes& and Noble, whoever your favorite retailer is.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing that little tidbit. It was enough to whet my appetite. I definitely
Mhm.
am interested now. I've got to go read it and find out what the Etch-a-Sketch has to do with anything. Um, which is cool. But thanks so much for coming, and we hope that everybody will join us on Wednesdays is when our new episodes drop, and we have both these book bite episodes, these little short ones, and we still have our long form episodes, our reviews and our interviews. And we hope you join us. You can find more about all of those links on rebeccaandrebecca.com. So until next time. I hope you have a nice, tasty reading day. I don't know how that works, but we're trying out new things. So there's mine.
Well, we're whetting their appetites for this next book, so go pick up Hearts on the Fly by
Yeah.
Toni Shiloh. Thanks, Toni, and
Thank you so much, guys.
we'll see everyone next time.
Bye bye.